What's up, y'all? So I'm back here with another video. Been gone for a little minute, kind of had shit I was dealing with. So right now though, I'm working on rewiring the trailer, so I'm just kind of give y'all the little rundown of that, show y'all what I got going on. Well, I'm literally completely rewiring this trailer. I started on it a little bit yesterday. I tore out the old wiring that ran across here to the main section of the wiring harness. These are just for the side marker and clearance lights. There's some of the old section because these dumb motherfuckers still been driving the truck. So I just or driving the trailer, so I kind of just headed up. So what I'm about to do is basically just gonna get these butt connected here. I was soldering or trying to solder them. That didn't go like I wanted it to. So I'm gonna get these butt connected and basically kind of just continue to show y'all the process here. After I butt connected the wires, I threw some heat shrink over them for a little extra protection, and then for obviously the final layer, I just taped them together with some electrical tape. So nothing too crazy. Pretty simple. I try to do the best I can when it comes to wiring, make it look the best it does, because a lot of people tend to do shitty wiring jobs. Yeah, I tried to solder yesterday. It didn't go too well. I burned the shit out of my finger right there. But yeah, I'm gonna move on to the rest of the trailer. The next section I'm gonna work on here is coming from this middle side marker light. So it's coming from this middle side marker light. It's go in between the two of the axles to the other side. So I'm gonna get this here disconnected, and then I'm gonna go ahead and rewire this section as well. I'm not gonna lie, that little section of wire was a bitch to get out. I'm all fucking dirty and shit now. So it was a little bit of a bitch to get out. I had to use a very stubby flathead to pry these up, that way I can get that wire out. Yeah, man. This is the section that goes to the actual side marker light right there. Rewire this section to this little plug here, and then I'm gonna wire the other plugs into the actual harness itself. I was trying to figure out how I'm gonna do it, but I think I kind of got a plan that I'll show you guys once I get to that point. So now I'm going to go ahead, cut the end. That way I can go ahead and butt connect it to this piece and reconnect it back to the light. So now I gotta do this section of the these are still for the clearance lights. I gotta do this section of the clearance lights. Now I kind of made a small mistake because I didn't realize this first side for the clearance light that I had. This is what I originally soldered. So I mean, it's not all bad. Well, the soldering is bad, yes, but it's not all bad what I did. So what I'm going to do is, now this is the wiring that I have ripped off for that section there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this whole thing off for the left side. I'm going to cut it. I'm gonna do it for the left side, and then I'm also gonna wire in a section so I could just go ahead, cut this off right there, and then I could use this connector for whatever I need to use the connector for, and then that way I'll be able to wire in the clearance lights back here like they should be. So right here I'm replacing the hub wall cap on this unit. I'm not sure if you guys can hear me. It's pretty simple. Last time I replaced one of these though, I broke one of these bolts like a dumbass, so I had to extract it out. But it's pretty simple. Okay, so now that I got the actual cover off, it has a little gasket around here. I'm gonna work on getting the gasket off, and then I'll show you guys what I'm doing next. After getting the gasket off, I actually somehow managed to get it off in mostly one piece. I went ahead and I cleaned up the maiden surface, cleaned up any debris around the castle nut there, and now I just gotta reinstall or install the new hubcap with the seal there, and I'm gonna just use my 3/8 impact, kind of just snug it on there a little bit, and just check with my ratchet, make sure it's tight. You do not want to over tighten these too much. Again, like I said, I broke a stud in one of these not too long ago, probably about a month ago. I broke a stud in one of these, and it wasn't extremely difficult to remove, but it's just a fucking extra headache you don't want to really worry about. But I'll show you guys once I get it on. So as y'all can see, I got it installed successfully without breaking any bolts this time. I just snugged them down, then used my 3/8 ratchet just to make sure they were hand tight without tightening them too much. Now I'm gonna go ahead and get the gear oil added in there using ADW90, and then I'll be pretty much wrapping up with this. None too major, something very simple. As y'all can see, y'all seen the broken one. You can see that stud is shaved. That stud is shaved. That stud is nicked. That stud is nicked. That stud is nicked. Also, that step is bent. That piece of the step by the exhaust is bent. So they definitely hit some shit. I don't know how some of these drivers get their CDL, because they can't drive for shit, bro. It's so fucking stupid. So I gotta make sure I take a picture of that. I'm gonna let that. And then again, that was the old one. So yeah, you can't drive worth a fuck. Okay, so I got that wire in. I got it secured down this little section here. This is the section that's gonna connect to my clearance lights on the right side. As you can see, this is my soldering job that I was telling y'all about. That's pretty shitty, not gonna lie to y'all. I probably could just pull that off. As y'all can see, the other side came off, so I'm glad. Yeah, I shouldn't have been able to pull that off like that. So I'm glad I had to do it like this anyway, because that allows me to fix this mistake that I made. So right there, that's where I went ahead and spliced in the harness to my right side clearance lights. I fed the other side into the left side. Oh shit. I made sure that I secured the wire, and then I wired it to my connectors for the clearance lights on this side. After I pulled the wiring out on this left side for the middle clearance lights on the left side, I'm going to take me a piece of wire. I'm gonna cut it longer. I'm gonna splice it in on the passenger side because it's gonna be easier for me to reach, and then I'll just feed it in back over to the driver's side. That way I can wire it in and cut it to length, whatever I need it to be. So I had to go back to the shop to get more butt connectors. As you can see, we didn't have any more butt connectors, so yeah. I had to use these. It is what it is, but I'll be able to make them work. Just make sure they're protected. I'm gonna wrap them in the electrical tape, obviously, and we're gonna call that shit a day and keep it pushing. Now that I got both the front and right, both the front and the middle, left and right clearance markers lights. So I got these two up front, the middle ones over the axles. I got those wired in. Now I'm gonna start removing the actual main, I'm sorry, my brain is blanking itself. I'm gonna start removing the actual main wiring harness from the trailer, starting with this section here. I'm gonna remove it all the way down the trailer frame, and then I'll start getting ready to wire in the new one. But first, obviously, I gotta remove it. On this 2019 F550, I'm replacing the crankcase filter because I was having an issue where the oil was running back through the turbo and leaking out the exhaust. I had to remove the fuel filter, obviously the fuel lines, disconnect the fuel rail. Then you can see I was able to pop the crankcase filter out right there. I just popped that little lid out to actually get to the actual filter. As you can see, these are both the new and the old filter. Like I said, that old one was causing the oil to run back through the turbo, which was causing it to leak because it was clogged up. You also want to make sure you replace these O-rings so you don't have any later leaks. I also had to replace the reverse camera on that same unit. Pretty simple. Just had to take off that connector, remove those 3 bolts with nuts on the back, and then remove the camera, and then obviously y'all just see me install it. So I went ahead and got the remainder of this wiring harness pulled out. On the end of it, I had to cut this piece off. That way it wouldn't get caught on anything, so I could just yank that motherfucker out. So now it is finally time to start snaking the new wire in. That way I could get it ran through to the rear so I could start wiring in the lights and everything like that. As y'all can see, these motherfuckers still been using this trailer with no fucking lights. So I don't know if I want to wait to do that, because if I put it in, it's gonna be hanging and shit, and I don't want them to fuck this new wire up. So I don't know, we'll see. This side of the harness is going to be the side that plugs into the truck, so I separated the wires, I stripped them, and I hooked them up to the plug. This is also the end of the video, so I thank you guys for your support. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.